Yeah, let's go.
Are you ready? I got a song. All right,
She ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't. You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Amen. All right. Go ahead and record. Boom. Yes. Okay. All right. We are here. We are here. We are here. Welcome to Black BLAQUECK at controversiallyblack.com if you want to check me out. Welcome back, listeners. How y'all doing? How y'all been, family? We made it through another week. We are at the end of January. Thank God we made it. But let's go ahead and get started with our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Embrace Pangea. Embrace Pangea sells oral care, feminine care, hair care, all types of care, health and wellness. If you want to get your spirituality on, they got they get you your little spiritual stuff. If you're not trying to get that Rona shot, they got a Rona kit with all health and natural stuff for you. If you're trying to lose weight, they got Sobiotic, and they got this other thing called So Colon, and it helps the linings of your colon. I took it. That's one of my keys to losing weight. So if you want to lose weight, they got things for that. Please go to the link tree in my bio on Instagram at BLAQUECK Black, and you will find it at the very bottom, and you can go to Embrace Pangea. Our next sponsor is Walk by Faith Candles. Walk by Faith Candles is a soy-based wood wick candle, and they have all different things from fragrances, oils, scented candles, and they smell so good, and they burn for a long time. And also, if you be quiet, you can hear it crackling because of the wood wick candle. Do you hear that one crackling?
I hear it.
Yeah. So, and it smells so good. It's a long-lasting fragrance, and they've even revamped the way it looks. It looks so cool, real clean, nice smells, great things. And you can also do, if you want to run your own candle business, she do that too. Please go to Walk, WALK, by Faith, not by sight, A by shot, and you can find her at walkbyfaith.co. And today we have Miss Pam Davis, and she is running for the
261st Civil District Court here in Travis County.
And she said it, not me. So we thank you for coming on to the show today. And we're going to go ahead and get the show started with our news report. Now, y'all see we pausing on live, but y'all know if you go to Anchor/Black, you can listen. You can hear all the sound effects and everything that happens in between the beds and sheets of my home on the podcast, so you can hear all the sounds and sound effects. All right, our news report today is Joe Biden is thinking about appointing another black woman on to the Supreme Court judge, and we have a woman here, black woman, running for a judge spot right here in Central Texas. But go ahead and explain to us, what do you think about, what is the big significance of, black women now, especially in, I want to say, really since 2019, it's been a big search for black women in power, black women empowerment. Black women are the smartest people in the country. There are a lot of black women entrepreneurs. Black women are starting to move to the forefront. So
absolutely.
So what is your stance on that?
So my stance is that it's long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
There has never been a black woman appointed as a Supreme Court justice. Never. So the fact that President Biden is recognizing that and is wanting to appoint not just someone that's a black woman, but that's somebody that is well qualified and deserving of this role,
mm-hmm.
I say give it up to President Biden.
Yes. In your stance, do you, all right, so me playing devil's advocate here.
Absolutely.
There was a Fox reporter, I cannot remember her name because I'm not going to say her name and give her that acknowledgement. But she said that he's doing it because it's the thing to do. So do you think he's doing it because it's the thing to do? Or do you think, in your personal opinion?
Well, I think it's the right thing to do. I didn't hear this Fox News reporter, so I'm not sure what she said. But I believe that at this point in time, just knowing what we as black women have done for the Democratic Party, and the fact that it's never been done, that the time is definitely now to finally appoint a black qualified woman to the Supreme Court for that diverse, to bring a diverse perspective to the court.
Okay, that's good, and it is long overdue. The black man we do have up there.
Well, let's not even talk about that. Okay. Yeah, that's a conversation for another day.
That's another color for another bird. Yes. But well, let's go ahead and dive deep into who you are. Let's go ahead and who is Pam Davis? I don't know nothing about nobody, but let me just speak for the average Joe. I don't pay attention to none of this. And when I go up there and vote, I don't know who Pam Davis is. Who is Pam Davis?
Thank you. And so one thing I'm going to do today, y'all, we're just going to be authentic, we're going to be real, and we're just going to be down to earth. Okay. And that's the type of person that I am every day of my life. I don't know how to be anything other than a real everyday type person. Mm-hmm. So again, my name is Pam Davis. I was actually born in San Antonio on the base while my dad served in the Army. Mm-hmm. I was raised in Houston. I attended UT, and then I went to TSU Law School. So I have a broad perspective. I've been practicing law for more than 23 years, and I just really want to bring that experience to the court here in Travis County. Mm-hmm. But more than anything, and I know we'll get into, the things that I've been doing around the community, but the most important thing that I want everyone to walk away with today is that I just want to be the type of judge that everybody has a chance. Whether you're poor and can't afford an attorney, or whether you're wealthy. At the end of the day, I just want to have a court where everybody has a chance. I plan to listen, show compassion, because, this court that I'm running for, it is a civil court. People come before me. They're in the most vulnerable stages where they could be losing child custody, getting ready to separate or divorce from a spouse. So these are some very serious vulnerable times that people, are actually being exposed. So plan to treat people fairly, and at the end of the day, rule according to the law.
So I have a question. Is civil court kind of like the court we see on TV?
Okay, that's so most of the time the courts that we see on TV are the JP courts, like Judge Judy. That's like the Justice of the Peace type court. So the civil courts, and even when we talk about Judge Mathis, that's more of a Justice of the Peace type court. We don't really see the civil.
Joe Brown. I love Joe Brown.
So we really don't see too many of the civil courts on TV, but it is in fact an important court that handles cases that are over $250. And this particular court will handle about 60% of the cases. Over 60% of the cases are family law matters. So we're talking about divorce, custody, adoption, grandparents' rights, property rights. And then it'll also be the other 30% or personal injury when somebody's been hurt in an accident, real estate type cases, property, tax type cases. The election cases could come here before they go to an appeals court, and even the abortion cases could come. They could start off at the district, at the district level court. So a lot of type of cases will come before the civil district court, and that's why it's extremely important that we have a veteran of the law to be over these type of cases.
Okay, can you go into depths of your background with law and what you've done within these 23 years?
Exactly. Thank you for that question. So When I first graduated from law school and passed the bar, one of the very first things I did, and that was in Harris County, I got with a bunch of my friends, and we started a free legal clinic. And so every Saturday for about 2 years, and this continued past our 2-year time period, but every Saturday for 2 years, we would show up, we would recruit different attorneys to provide free legal advice for the community. And this was a marginalized community where people needed to know, what do I do if I'm arrested? What do I do when I'm in this certain type of situation? And we would also bring in different judges in the community to talk about family type issues, to talk about criminal law issues. So we wanted to just make sure that our community knew about the law. And even now, 23 years later, you can still find me giving free legal advice. 2021, I was awarded for my free legal advices that I do on behalf of the Volunteer Legal Services here in Central Texas. So, but I've practiced a lot of law. I've done family law, wills, probate, personal injury, real estate, the exact type of cases that are going to come before this civil court are the types of cases that I have actually done. And I'm also board certified in family law. And I say that proudly. I never say it boastfully, but I am proud of this certification because I am one of only 823 attorneys out of 100,000 attorneys in Texas that is board certified in family law. So you will also get an expert by voting on me on election day for this court. I also spent about a decade of my career with the Office of the Attorney General, where I was in court, and there will be days with sometimes more than 200 parents will appear in court. And if you know anything about child support matters, you know it can get heated real quick.
Oh, I know.
real quick in custody matters. So I learned how to help parents temper those emotions and deal with the matter at hand. I was often able to get parents to come to an agreement, but when we couldn't come to an agreement, we would get ready and try those cases immediately. I later came to Austin on a promotion to work for their general counsel division, and while there I helped to manage all of the legislation. So whenever there was a new law that was being proposed, I would help the agency draft a response on how was this new law going to impact the agency as well as the children throughout the entire state of Texas. So that's in a nutshell of what I've been doing. Just every day, you all, I've been working for the everyday person, trying to get justice for our working families and our children here in Texas.
I have a question. So what made you want to really dive deep in like family law?
Family law, just as I mentioned that there are over 60% of cases that have come before the Travis County Civil Court in family law. Family law is one of the biggest issues that we have, period, in the U.S. as far as the types of cases that come before the court. So when I first started, I was getting a lot of people calling me. They were going through their divorces. They were having problems being able to see their children. I was getting grandparents who wanted to adopt their grandchild because of a child who was no longer able to take care of those children. So those situations, and by having those type of clients contacting me, helped me to just immediately dive into family law.
Okay. So what initiated you to start this whole, you went free counsel because a lot of people get out of college, you want to go ahead and start making money. What was your initiation to even starting to even give free advice? Because a lot of people, that's their last.
Right. Yeah. And I think for me, and this is what I say, I grew up with I'm a preacher's kid, yes. Okay. And so I grew up with parents who I just watched, and they showed me through their actions of partnership the value of always giving back to the community. Okay. And so that's what I knew. I mean, my dad was not all about money. My mom was not all about money. So I never even went to law school. And I mean, and I know, and I don't, for those who went to law school to make money, that is wonderful, you know. But in my mind, it was never about money. You know, it's always been about how can I serve? How can I help people? How can I help others to get ahead? And so that's been my passion. And so that's what prompted me to always want to give some form of legal advice. Now I work, and obviously when I'm working and I'm charging because I need to earn a living, right? I need to eat just like y'all, right? So yes. Yeah. But there is always that part of me, whether I've been asked to go throughout the community to speak, to community at community groups and things. And even if once I'm elected for judge, that love of community is never going to stop. I plan to work with the community leaders to make sure that the courts are really working for our everyday person.
So talking about the courts, what do you feel about the biases that happen in the court system towards African Americans, towards brown people, towards minorities, period, that the biases that happen within our court system?
Okay. I think that, and y'all know we real talk. This is a real talk show that I'm having here today with Mark Brewer. Yes. And so we know that bias occurs. I've experienced it as an attorney, walking in sometimes dressed in my suit and my briefcase, and people still not thinking that I'm the attorney,
Yeah.
So, but with the people who come before the courts, in order to change the bias, we have got to have diverse courts.
Yes.
We've got to have judges who look like the people who are coming before them and who have lived experiences that they can understand that everyday person. And one of the reasons why I say that I'm the best candidate for this judge as well, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the law. And my 23 years experience, not only have I experienced things through my clients, I've also experienced things just through my own having family. So I understand the fact when people lose jobs, people who are not able to have health insurance, hopelessness, just all the mental health issues, the addictions. I get it. And so when families come to me that are broken, I'm going to be able to have compassion for that family. And if it's a mental health issue, that's why I want to work with the mental health professionals, making sure that we have the right people and the tools to help these families. And so for the CPS cases, sometimes judges who don't understand, hey, a lot of people out here have been arrested, charged, convicted or whatnot for, smoking or for drug cases. But it doesn't always necessarily mean that person is not going to love their child and is not going to want to take good care of their child. So being able to understand these different backgrounds, so you're not just always quick to just move a child from a home where there is love. Now, obviously, if somebody's being abused, we want that child in the best place that they need to be. But some situations, it's only when you have that diverse experience and background that you're going to truly understand the families that come before you. And I think, that's why we need that diverse perspective.
Okay, so I love what you said. I want to dive deep into how you take part in your community, because I think for a lot of places we see, or when we go to judges, or there are certain judges in certain communities where they're out of touch. So how are you, or how do you plan to be more in touch, or are you in touch with your community and knowing the people that are in this area?
Okay. Thank you for that question. And so some of the things I've done in my past that I didn't mention, but I have served as a PTA vice president here in Travis County, and I got to know a lot of the parents here when I did that. I have served as a mentor at Park Crest Middle School in Pflugerville. I also currently serve on a campus advisory board at the Kelly Lane Middle School. And then I'm a lifelong Democrat, so I have served as a volunteer deputy registrar. I've served as an election judge, as an election clerk. I've marched in gun violence matters. So I'm part of sorority. I'm a member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. So I believe in social action, and I believe in making the best. I've been active in my church. I've helped with the woman's ministry there, making sure that on many issues and we also did a lot of community service. We have a food bank, and we would help. We helped initially start that work. So I've been, I don't think that this will ever change. I've reached out to some community leaders now, and I'm being endorsed by several community members and community leaders throughout Austin. And so I just want to, like I say, figure out how we can make sure that our everyday people continue to have legal access to this court. We've done a lot of great things because of COVID, as far as just like we're doing now, the Zoom and but we also want to make sure that our modernization or the tech things that we're doing is not further driving away those who don't have access to these internets or who don't have broadband or who so maybe I did some research coming up with building coalitions with libraries to make sure that people have the access for the modernization, because you don't want to further widen the gap, because if you have people who are put in place who have a lot of money, they're not always thinking about how does this change impact those who don't have money. So that's why I want to stay involved with the community and get to know more community members. And that's been one of the beautiful things about even campaigning, meeting more people, So that's that in a nutshell.
That's good. That was gonna lead me into my next question, like, because we're getting very tech. We're getting like, because I was watching on the news, people are doing like Zoom calls for. So how do you think that impacts? Do you feel like that impacts your judgment from it being impersonal, or?
So I think obviously, well, let me back up. The Zoom. So when COVID happened and nobody could see each other, Zoom just blew up. Like, who knew about Zoom before COVID? Really,
right.
just the tech people who are already doing that, right? Yeah. So the Zoom has been wonderful, and in fact, in some instances, more people are showing up because they don't have to drive downtown to go to court, pay for parking. Right. They can normally just pick up their phone, and hit that link. Yeah. So for those who have that phone, if you got the money, you can pay in your cell phone bill on time, or you got that internet, then it's wonderful. But for those who don't, it's not. But it has been great. But we've also had just fewer jury trials. So there have been things that have unfortunately had to fall to the side, but the courts have been doing their best where they have had a few jury trials, but there's a big lag because of just because we're not in person. So yeah.
So understand it, because a lot of people, I can't even speak for myself. How does this process work? How does it break down? Like, how do we? How does like the jury? I don't understand like the jury process, but like, how do I put this? For me, I went to court for a speeding ticket one time. Okay. And like, you get a choice of whether or not you get to actually go. Like, you get to like
decide whether you're going to appear in court or not. Okay.
So how does that? Is that the same judge? Am I going to get the same judge that I saw initially, or
so okay, so so that's a different court. The traffic courts are for the part of the city. And so it could definitely be a very confusing thing, because there's so many different court systems. So anytime you're charged with you are arrested, well, not even arrested, but you're given a traffic ticket, because it's not a criminal, it's a Class C, which is not anything that will land you in jail, unless you don't show up for court. Then you're held in contempt. But so those are all city cases by the city of Austin. They're municipal court. And so then we have the justice of the peace courts, and we have several justice of the peace judges who rule. Normally they rule a lot on evictions or tardiness, like a lot of the children type cases for the children who are not coming to school on time and who are not showing up and all of that. So they have other jurisdiction things that they do. So that's a different section, but that's under the county. And then you have county judges, and then you have the district, which is the highest level in the county before you go to the appeals court or the Texas Supreme Court. So there are different layers, and they do different things. So on our criminal court, I know, and that's the case. Those are the cases that mostly everybody know about.
I was like,
those are the cases
this is
that
really deep.
Yeah, those are the cases that can land you in jail. We have our county courts, which normally the most you could ever get is up to a year in the county if you're charged. Mm-hmm. Those are the Class A, and then we have our felony cases, which could land you up to life or even a death sentence. And those cases are being done over there in the felony courts here in Travis County. Oh, wow. So for our courts, the civil court, again, these courts, they will basically be handling family law matters, 60%, and then the real estate and the property matters. And so, yeah.
What are your viewpoints on real estate? How real estate and can you dive deep into those matters and what you go to court for that for?
So one of the things that we're finding in Austin, because I'm not gonna really, not able to really give my viewpoint much on things that could come before me, but as far as the real estate here in Austin,
it's booming.
It is booming. So for people, so it's good and it's bad. Mm-hmm. For those who can obviously pay their taxes or whatnot, it's great. And there's some people deciding because their houses are blown up $200,000-$300,000 over 2 years, they're selling, and then they got to figure out where they're gonna go. Mm-hmm. But I think the thing is in Austin, you wanna, and what I hear the city council members, especially those who are recently running, you want to make sure that your city remains affordable. Mm-hmm. You don't want to drive people away because they can't live here. Right. So our city leaders need to figure out how can we continue to make our city, whether it's Austin, Pflugerville, Hutto, how do we continue to, and I think it was, I had recently read that Leander was like one of the fastest growing cities now. Yeah. So just, so it's good. I guess it's a good situation because you're making money faster in that than you in almost anything else. Any other way. So
Leander, Gerald, I think Cedar Park is, and I'm real. I know Gerald is gonna be booming. I know Taylor is because Samsung is.
Wow, yeah. Samsung is gonna blow Taylor up. Yes, for sure.
So Gerald is gonna get really big because of Tesla. Okay. And so yeah, I know that.
Okay, yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Like he does his research.
Yeah. So I know the real estate in those areas are booming. So get your houses now. But so Pflugerville. Why Pflugerville? Like did you want to run for any other city or?
I currently live in Pflugerville. Mm-hmm. I love the city of Pflugerville, and I have mass support from our Pflugervillians. From our mayor has endorsed me. Mm-hmm. The majority of our city council members and the Pflugerville area Democrats have endorsed me in this race, and I so appreciate all of their support. So I live in Pflugerville, but this race, anybody, and I get this question again. I'm really glad you asked this question. Mm-hmm. Anybody, this is a Travis County race, so if I'm elected, this position will actually be downtown in Austin. So anybody who lives in Travis County, come February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, and I tell everybody, grab you a date, take your date, and y'all can both vote on me that day. Bring your whole family. You just make a good old day of it. Right. But anybody in Travis County, I'm talking Lakeway, Lago Vista, Pflugerville, Manor, there's parts of Elgin, anybody anywhere in Austin can vote for us on February. So your early election is February the 14th through the 25th, and election day is on March 1st.
Wow, that's incredible. What are you looking forward to the most through this whole process? I know winning, yes, but what is through this process? What is something that like you're like, oh, I didn't know this, or what is something that or humbling experience or an enlightenment? What is something throughout this process where you really were like, wow, I didn't expect this?
So before I decided to run for judge, and this has been, I put this down as one of my goals many years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I had attended a black campaign school in Houston. Mm-hmm. And then recently during COVID, I attended the LBJ Women's Campaign School. Oh, wow. And I was part of their first inaugural class. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you can go to a campaign school and you can learn a whole lot in theory. Mm-hmm. But it is not until you get out there and you get in that fight mm-hmm. that you really learn everything there is to learn about running for an office. Mm-hmm. And so I've learned a lot about politics that I didn't know. Uh-huh. And we'll have that discussion come later. March. Yeah. We're going to wait. We're gonna, Mark and I, we've She's already said, yes, we're going to wait until after the election to have that conversation. We can dive deep. We're going to dive way deep.
Yeah, and I have some other, because I don't know if I can, I'm going to ask her on the next show, but it was about these, it was a couple, they had got their kids taken away. It was in Alabama mm-hmm. by a judge, and I have to break it down for you. It was just, I want to know, how can this be? I just wanted to know. So I guess I'm going to ask you that on the next show. Okay. Make sure I write that down.
Yeah, but I've learned about politics, and here's the thing about me. Praise God. Yes, I'm going to give God the glory. And he's going to get the glory when I win. If I win, if it's his will, I already know it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But you have to be a person of faith, and you have to be a person who has courage if you're going to run this race. Mm. And so that's the thing that I've learned. I have met many wonderful people who I would have never, ever met mm-hmm. had I not put myself out there to run for this office. And I believe that is the best thing that I have learned about this process. And you truly, and if there's anybody listening to me that ever wants to run for office, I would definitely be available once this process is over to help you, because I do believe that we as a people need to get better infrastructures put in place so that mm-hmm. when we have qualified candidates who want to run, we should be able to say, you gonna run? You good? You qualified? Here's that $5,000 check you need, or here's that boom, or here's this what you need, so that you can get your, so you can get ahead. Mm-hmm. And so that's a conversation that definitely going to want to have after the race. And
I want to know all. I want to know all.
And what I want to do too is put things in place for the people who come after us. And I think sometimes a lot of people always talk about being the first, and it is great to be the first, mm-hmm. but you need to make sure you're not the last. And you're not the only one. So when you're the first, you need to make sure you are reaching back and you're reaching forward to help that future generation.
You're paving a road.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Instead of a street. Amen.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know any more questions. I can just think right off I have some, but I don't know if that's going to be for the next show. But for the next show, I have a lot. Okay. I have a lot of questions. But I just want to, I really want you, anything else that you have to say on, who Pam Davis is, why she is, just to reiterate who you are, what you're doing, and what makes you qualify for this. Oh, I do have a question.
Okay.
So the person that is there someone that currently has it? Is that who you're running against?
Oh, thank you for that question.
There we go.
Okay, so in Travis County, mm-hmm. there have only ever been 3 Black or African American women ever elected as civil district judges here in Travis County.
3?
3.
Wow.
This year, 2 of those women, Judge Laurie Livingston mm-hmm. and Judge Brenda Kennedy, have announced their retirement from their benches. Okay. So once they retire, there will only be 1 Black Latina woman judge that will remain as in a district court. Mm. I'm hoping to succeed Judge Livingston. I would love to build on her legacy as well as bring more new ideas to the district court. So I believe that it is very important in Travis County that we keep diverse courts, keep diverse experiences. Mm-hmm. I am currently, in my election, there are only 2 Democratic candidates who are running. Mm-hmm. And there are no Republican candidates running. So what this means is that whoever wins on March 1st mm-hmm. will be the next judge for the 261st District Court. Mm. So that is why it is key that we get people out to vote. Mm-hmm. so that Pam Davis can be the next judge for the 261st District Court.
So you plan on continuing her legacy. Have you looked up to her previously through this?
Judge Livingston is a notable, honorable judge, and I have contacted numerous attorneys, and when I would call them, letting them know that I was planning to, I was running for office, people who people who hadn't heard that she was retiring, it would be like this. No, I love her. We love her. There's going to be such big shoes to fill. What do we, So what a legacy that is. That in and of itself. And I meet people and I tell them, and they're like, she's my good friend. I love, da-da-da-da-da. So, and she's been about access to justice. And that is what I am about. So I hope, and, I hope to, follow in those footsteps, but build on, because this is a new era.
Yeah.
So to build on what was already started. And by bringing more people in the community, the community leaders, and making sure that we are giving Travis County community what they need when they come to these civil district courts. Yeah.
That was a lot. I love that you want to leave your own legacy.
Exactly.
While also following someone else's and trying to pave your own way into your own thing.
Exactly.
Just to reiterate what this is, breaking it down, where are you going to be, where the position and everything, just break it all down one last time for us.
Okay. Again, I'm Pam Davis, and I'm
PamDavi and with an S.
You can go to my website, Pam Davis 4, that's FOR, judge.com, to find out more information about me. I'm running to be the next judge for the 261st Civil District Court here in Travis County. And I'm running because I believe that our children here and our families, they deserve somebody that's going to be a compassionate champion who's going to understand their needs. And also the civil litigants who come before us, these are the people doing the personal injury and the real estate, those type of cases. They want to have somebody that's experienced in leadership. I bring all of that to the table. And I'm hoping that you all will read more about me and understand that the time is now. We can't wait. And I'm asking you all to, on February the 14th through the 25th and on March 1st, to get out and vote for a qualified individual who wants to be a champion for everybody and a person who's going to give everybody a fair chance. Look, I've been in courts, like I said, I've been in courts where I've seen judges talk bad to attorneys. So if a judge is going to talk bad to an attorney, what is that judge going to do to that person who can't afford an attorney? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when you're going through your vulnerable stages in life, you're getting ready to lose a child, you can't see your child, you're going through a divorce, you are you've lost a child, now you got to start taking care of your grandbaby. You don't need nobody to belittle you. That's not what, when you come to court, you want somebody that's going to listen to you and that's going to be fair and that's going to give you a chance. And that is what I plan to do. Pam Davis will make sure that you get your chance in court. And I'm going to be honest. Hey, there's going to be a day when you come to court, and it's just the way it goes. Just like with the football game today, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And when you come to court, there's going to be somebody that's felt like they won. There's going to be somebody that felt like they lost. But at the end of the day, what you want to feel like is, hey, that judge, even if they ruled against me, they treated me fairly. They treated me with compassion. And that is my promise to our Travis County community. Whether you win or lose, when you walk away, you're going to know that I listened to you, that I heard you, and that I ruled according to the law. So that's what I'm asking. If that's the type of judge that you feel that you would want to go before, that you feel that our Travis County community would want, then I'm asking you to vote for Pam Davis for judge February the 14th through the 25th and on March 1st. Now, there are ways you can help me. So perhaps you want to help me. Mm-hmm. I still need people to phone bank. We've been given we've gotten a whole lot of yard signs, including Mark. He has a yard sign.
I got my big blue yard sign right there, right in front of the tree. Yes, indeed.
So if you want a yard sign, you can go to my website, sign up. We will deliver you a free yard sign.
She will deliver it herself.
Yeah, well, or we have a team. I have a team of volunteers because this weekend we put out over 120.
120, wow.
And we had 7 volunteers to help us.
Yeah, I'm seeing them all throughout the neighborhood.
Right, yeah, that's wonderful. And we're going to need people to help us on the days of elections to just pass out our literature. Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in doing any of that, you can feel free to go to my website. There are links there where you can sign up to help spread the word on why Pam Davis is the best candidate for this court. So I appreciate Mark, you guys. We discovered this connection that we have, and it's just so wonderful. And I'm not gonna get emotional on here, but I'm just honored to be here with him tonight.
Ma'am. And please, you guys, vote for Pam Davis. Is it District 261?
District 261.
I got a good memory now. I 261, District 261. And also, my last question. How long do you stay up there? Is it like the Supreme Court? This is
wonderful. You got some good... Mark has some good questions, y'all.
Is it like where you stay up there for life? Like
no.
Supreme
So
Court,
this is not... Yeah, the Supreme Court, if I was elected, somebody said, oh, you need to get Biden to appoint you. And I just started... Somebody told me that today at church. I just thought that was hilarious. But for the district courts, and even our county courts here in Travis County, once you're elected, you remain the judge for 4 years. After your 4-year term is over, just like a governor, you have to run for re-election.
Oh, okay.
And if nobody runs against you, then you're going to automatically win. But if somebody runs against you, then you have to, raise money and get your name out there and try to get support again.
Do you have any events where people are going to see you at? I know it's COVID and stuff. Do y'all have like little...
So we've been doing a lot of events by Zoom. Like I have like nonstop events, but these are more like organizations trying to meet you, trying to figure out who you are. So I have nonstop for like the next 2 weeks of doing that. I did have an initial event. I haven't done much other events outside of meeting with a lot of organizations, but I have been asked to do that. So maybe I need to do another event before. So that might be something I need to discuss with my campaign manager.
We the people. I forget where that's from. I think that's from Schoolhouse Rock. But thank you guys for tuning in to Black. I will see you guys next week. We have a different guest coming on next week. He is kind of like a little spiritual advisor. So and he's going to talk about spirituality and stuff like that. So that's going to be next week, February 6th. I will see you guys next week, Lord willing. And as soon as he let the sun rise, I will rise as well. Amen. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it.
And where can they find you at, Pam? Where can they find Ms. Pam?
PamDavisForJudge.com.
Pam Davis for Judge.
And that's 4 FOR.
FOR. And will WA. No. Oh, look at me not being able to say. Will be judge. Will be the next one. All right. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the Twitters. And my listeners online. Thank you guys. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.
See y'all later.
See y'all later. Later. Later.
See ya later. Later.
Later. I like you already. I always make everything a song. See, I'm so proud of myself, y'all, because there were some words she said and I had a song for it and I kept it in. I'm so happy. I was professional this week. Y'all better give me my flowers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.